think because
Are we?
they've been covering the Dan situation, and again, I don't care. I mean,
Dan, like, as much as people want to say that Dan was involved, he has no part of it. None. The only reason Dan keeps getting brought up is because Gypsy was like pitting.
yeah,
She,
and I kind
she
of
was
I kind of
using
feel
Dan as a
bad for the real
weapon.
Dan. That's people
Yeah,
doxed him. I mean,
Yeah.
because he
really,
wasn't he
like,
wasn't involved in this crime.
yeah,
The
I
only
know, right?
reason the other thing the trolls like to do is accuse me of crimes I haven't committed. They are generally from fundamentalist cults. They support cult leaders, they support criminals. So they're usually just accusing me of things that they're doing. So just if they're accusing me of something, that's probably them committing the crime.
And I'm
So
just
just
the host, man. It's like
I
let
just
people
I
talk
I,
and
I
whatever.
honestly ignore them. They don't I don't
Okay,
even
well, I just wanted to
I
point
ignore
that
them.
out because I was seeing some comments and I was just like, just
So
relax.
I mean, as you guys know, I was involved in a documentary that was on Netflix. And so a lot of the trolls right now are like amped up by that cult leader because he's suing me. And
Oh,
so
my uncle,
Robert Shin. And so they think they have this
he's South
like he
Korean.
yeah, they're like, yeah, they think he's gonna win. He's not. Like we're really, truly almost at the end of it. We
I'm
just did
actually on your
deposit.
side on that whole cult thing. 7M.
He's we did depositions. I can't speak the specifics, but I'll just say they didn't do well. And there's not much left before we do
Robert
what we're
Shin.
gonna do.
Yes, Robert Shin.
But like there's no way he's gonna win because I didn't make up what I reported. And he's suing me about stuff that other people said about him. So it's
That's
just
pretty
stupid.
crazy. Wow.
I
His
know.
his son is unfortunately a waste of talent. That his son is
I
really
know, I
talented.
know, right? I know.
It's
Isaiah was actually trained by Tim Milgram. Tim works at a studio in LA and a lot of his videography skills Tim taught him. And that's why Tim kind of brought the project forward was because he kind of felt responsible because Isaiah met all of these guys basically because he worked for Tim.
I don't want to throw it off topic, but I'm
Yeah,
very
no.
familiar with Korean
Yeah,
cult churches, man. It exists in South
yeah, and
Korea
so
and second
just to give you an
generation
understanding
over
is
here.
he believes that he can act like Scientology. So a lot of the stuff is fair gaming, and then right now I have a bunch of the Duggar huggers riled up, so I have a lot of people mad at me right now. I'm just used to it, so I'm not worried about it. But
I'm used to it too. So there we go.
yeah, so
I
with
don't look into
Nina,
that stuff. So I
what
don't
I
know.
was gonna
I've got.
back to
Sorry to interrupt you. Who doxed Dan? Did
huh?
did you dox Dan, Katie? Like the actual Dan, not
Could
the
you
one.
stop asking me questions from the chat from these people?
The chat's what makes the show, though. The chat's
No,
like,
I'm not going to answer these questions, Charlotte. I didn't
well,
dox
I'm only
anyone.
asking a question. I'm neutral here. I asked you a question because people keep saying it in the chat, so I'm asking you the question.
I've asked repeatedly to not engage with these people that are intentionally trying to start things.
Well, it's a lot of people, so I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
it's the same 5 people. All right. Good
I
night,
It's the
don't know.
people
everyone.
that hate her. So,
Yeah,
it is what
Charlotte,
it is.
stop. I'm asking you to stop.
I mean,
Okay,
Charlotte wouldn't have known.
I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't. I have
What
no
does
idea.
that have to do with this topic?
Because we're talking about Dan and how unfair it was that, like, let's drop Dan, let's not speak about Dan. It's a shame that Dan was exposed, blah, blah, blah.
I put up his
Everybody in the
court records. I
wait,
put up his court records.
I'm talking, Katie. Just like when you were talking, you asked me to be quiet till you finished. Yeah, she's gone. There you go.
Well,
Wow.
I hope, Katie, you join us in this mission for
She will
what
as
we
well.
came for, which is Gypsy filing false copyrights. As you know, on YouTube, it's terrible. And, this is the type of behavior that we don't want to see. It's a big no-no when it comes to YouTube content creators. And it sucks because it truly invades sort of people that work hard.